Hello, today is a very special day in Milwaukee Admirals history and City of Milwaukee history for that matter. It is the 16th anniversary of Harris Turer buying the Milwaukee Admirals and Jon Greenberg becoming the president of the Milwaukee Admirals. And those two men join me now. Happy anniversary, gentlemen. Congratulations.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you, Aaron.
Harris, I'm looking back at an article in wisbusiness.com. This is from soon after, it was right before the American Hockey League approved the ownership change. And it says, and I love this line, now finds himself as one of a new breed of sports franchise owners in a changing marketplace. I love that because you're still a young man, but you're a younger man then, and you buy a franchise in a major league city that has a really good history, but had fallen on hard times. And you had plans, and exciting plans. And I just absolutely love that. Before we answer that, I guess we should talk about your memories of the day, because it certainly was a special day.
Well, I mean, I think that, it was a really exciting time. And what was funny is like this whole thing came about due to a phone call I received in January from someone I knew who said, "Hey, you ever thought about buying the Admirals?" And at that time I had not. And he goes, "Well, I heard they had a deal fall through, and I think you should do it." And one thing led to another. Within a few months, my whole life changed, what I was going to be doing. And it's funny how life can change so quickly. And what I remember is, of course, in the morning, like the person who I would say was so instrumental in this happening was like my son at the time. He was playing hockey, and he used to want to always go to Admirals games, and we would go. And when this opportunity came about, I kept thinking about all the things like, if I were the owner, here's what I would do, type of thing. And so when this opportunity came about, I was like, wow, I can finally take those ideas I had and try them out and see if they work. And you knew it was going to be experimental, because it's like, not everything you think is going to work is going to work. And, you'll fall flat on your face on some, but it was going to be exciting. And I remember taking my son to breakfast that morning and telling him, because it's hard. He was very young at the time. He's like 7 years old, and just saying, you're going to get to meet the players. What do you think of that? And he's like, yeah. And you get to go in the locker room. What do you think of that? Yeah, all the very simple. It's very hard to explain to a 7-year-old that daddy's about to buy the Admirals, but it was really exciting. And then, John and I had the press conference, and that was a whirlwind. And then that night the Admirals had a game, and John handed me the marker, and he's like, "Here, people are going to want your autograph." I'm like, "No, they're not. No one wants my autograph." Yeah, they wanted my autograph. They wanted to take pictures, the whole thing. And it was quite a crazy day, but that was the start of this whole new life that I was about to embark on. And the funny thing was, then that day, the Admirals lost a huge playoff game, Game 7, Cincinnati. And the next day, John and I, we roll into that office, and we're like, "Come on, let's go, gang. Let's go. We're ready to, we got a lot of work to do." And everybody else has got long faces, and they didn't know what hit them. And we snapped them out of it, I thought, pretty quickly, and got everyone on that path of, we've got a lot of work to do, and we're going to do it.
John Harris has said that, and in that article I referenced, but he has said other times too, he doesn't know that this would have happened had you not accepted the position of president with the organization. That's high praise, certainly, but also, John, I'm curious where you learned to be a president of an organization. You had obviously a lengthy career with the Milwaukee Brewers in the front office there. I mean, do you pick brains there? Laurel Priebe, Wendy Selig Priebe, things like that. How does that happen?
Sure. Well, a lot of it was learning by osmosis, just kind of being in the situations, learning from Bud Selig, for many years. And, I always joke, but this is really not really false, is I'm not even the president of my own house. So when it's time to come in and do this, there was a lot of learning on the fly. I mean, learning from Phil Whitliff, a lot of hockey. Back then, I knew enough hockey, but I didn't know hockey like I did after spending some time with him. And then, going on my first sales call, corporate sponsorship call with Mike Wojciechowski. I'll never forget that. We went to see the good folks at Corporate Express, and just kind of observed and then chipped in, a couple of comments here and there and learned how to do that. And so a lot of it was just kind of learning as we went along. And, it's just been a really great experience. And I'm grateful for Harris for the opportunity that I was given. And I hope to continue to do this for a long time. It's been 16 years, feels like a blink of an eye, albeit the last year has felt like about 100 years. But it's been a really, really fun experience.
It's the Steve Martin line of The Jerk. The first night felt like 4 nights, and the second night felt like 2 weeks, and the third night felt, and that's kind of what it is. Let's stay with you, John. The memories over 16 years. What are 2 or 3 that stand out for you?
Sure. Well, certainly, Pekka Rinne coming back here and playing during a rehab assignment after having him be here our first few years and getting to the finals. I'll never forget what the building was like when he went out just for the warm-up. I mean, we, normally you get a few people that go out and sit and watch the warm-up. We had a lot of people watching the warm-up that night, and we won the game 9-1, and he was the number 1 star. So, but then after the game, he stuck around and signed autographs and took pictures and talked to everybody who came around, and it just what a special person he was. And certainly being in the finals the first year, I come from the Brewers where we had not done a whole lot of winning while I was there. Conveniently, I left and they started winning. But to get to the finals the first year was just amazing. I mean, just so much fun, and it made me want to get back there again, which, last year we would have had a good chance to do. But, those certainly are big things. And I always used to joke at the Bradley Center that, I was always excited when we turned the escalator on to the 400 level. Those were big nights. Whenever the escalator went on, that was a big deal. So, you remember the big nights for sure. And just a lot of the fun we've been able to put together, whether it's Harrius back night or a guy doing a live prostate exam or, that's, being able to, like Harris mentioned, do some of the crazy stuff that you always wondered what it would be like to do and actually being able to pull it off.
Harris, I might be shortchanging you here because I'm sure you have some answers that are similar to John's, but I will ask you the same question.
The run that we made in the first year, you start thinking, is it going to be like this all the time?
Sure.
And of course it hasn't been, but that was such a special moment and such an amazing group of guys, including, as John mentioned, Pekka Rinne and Darren Haydar. And, you can go on and on down the list of the guys that were a part of that team. I remember when, after we split the first games here in Milwaukee and, go out to Hershey and went to all the guys went to Hershey Park and those memories. And then there were, if you remember back then, there were huge gaps. And when we played and Claude Noel called me up, hey, Harris, can we take the guys golfing or do something? They have nothing to do. They're all bored. So I remember I took the guys golfing and then we had dinner and it was just a really special time. Things that a year before I wasn't doing or thinking about. And so it was just a really amazing experience. At the time when I bought the team, I didn't like country music. I never listened to country music. Now it's all I listen to. And, it was being a part of those concerts. And, the one concert I remember specifically that really turned me was Dierks Bentley. Having Dierks Bentley perform and, wow, I just became an instant country fan. And then just all the players and people that have come in and out of our, locker room and our place. It's just amazing. I'm very, very lucky and very fortunate. And then the people I work with every day, from John and to everyone that is in our office. We have such a special group of people, and this pandemic has certainly brought even greater light to that. And, it's just a really wonderful group, and we've hung together, we've stayed together, we're ready to move forward. And it, just says a lot about each and every one of them.
Let's talk about moving forward as we look ahead to the 17th anniversary. What do you see happening come October? Certainly a good sign that many people are getting vaccinated and buildings are opening up, it seems. I see that Buffalo is saying that they're going to be open to all fans when the hockey season starts. There's a lot of exciting news.
Yeah. So I have my fingers crossed things will continue to go positively, that we will be able to, do exactly what you're saying, have a normal season and just get back to doing what we do. And that's certainly something I know each and every one of us are looking forward to. I just want to go to a game again, have a crowd and cheer for our team, and just the things that we took for granted prior to the pandemic, I don't take for granted anymore.
Sure. John, I know you're seeing a lot of excitement in the office and from fans. There's a lot of people, as we are, anticipating an exciting season in this fall.
Yeah, for sure. And, our fans have stuck with us over the last year. Our sponsors have stuck with us over the last year. It's been very easy for people to move on to something else, and grateful for that enthusiasm that remains. And our job here is to try and continue to develop even more of it. We've been having some fun selling some new season tickets to people. We've been having fun having great conversations with partners that are interested in getting back to what we do. And our staff, thanks to Harris really for keeping us all together over the last year. We haven't had to furlough anybody or let anybody go or anything over the last year, which is just an amazing thing. And everybody here is so excited about just getting started again. And we've done a lot of planning over the last year. We are ready to go. There is no question about that. We just need to, get some games on a schedule and really, go 100 miles an hour, because people are excited about getting started again.
Yes, no doubt about that. Harris, any final thoughts?
Let me reiterate what John said. I want to thank all of our fans and our partners, the business partners who have stuck with us. We're very, very lucky that they have been a part of what we've done in the past and are investing in us in the future. And so we're fortunate. And the fans, we just have such an amazing, dedicated group who have supported us through these very difficult times. And to all of them, whoever has watched us, thank you. We are so grateful. We continue to be, and we look forward to seeing them all again.
16 years ago, Harris Turer, Jon Greenberg took charge of the Milwaukee Admirals. It's been a great 16 years, and here's to many, many more. Gentlemen, thank you both very much for many reasons, but thank you.
So
Thank you, Aaron.
Part of it, Aaron.